you Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Well, we're on the way. So here is the master craftsman, the arch schemer, the distributor-in-chief, Andrea Pirlo.
And I imagine he's already thinking of where...
Chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. David Villa. Messi going face-to-face with his great rival. Corner it is. Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Cafu. Oh, that's delightful. Picked out brilliantly. Cross in. And that has been cleared. Zola.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And the pass is intercepted. Milan are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Bullish header! And got to be quick to recover this. Gets good distance on it. Now it's Roberto Carlos. Looking for the run. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That'll be a throw-in. And it's Pato. Oh, he's bustling through here. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And he has shown him a yellow card.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all around.
He's having a good look here. And a great opportunity to open the scoring here. Messi! Zola. Half an hour played now. Messi. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Roberto Carlos. Nice sequence of passes, this. Now, this could be a chance. Rafinha tries making a foray down the right. Cross deflected behind for a corner. Smashing header! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in.
Well, I think the defence deserves credit for the way they were quick to close him down.
Threads one in, and it's Bellingham. Oh, shooting chance! Brilliant save from Buffon! It's their second corner of the game. Punched away. Tries to cross. Another corner. Any better luck this time round? Corner number 3 coming up. Gets his head on it! And he's made sure that's not getting through. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, he's had a shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Milan get their 4th corner. Climbs up big! Rafinha, someone who can always claim to be the most immaculate finisher. And there's the end of the first half. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. The midway point of the game.
Milan really did turn up the tempo at the end of the half, and while they'll be disappointed not to have broken through, obviously, the chances will come, provided they can keep producing good spells. It's been a half with significantly more positives than negatives, I feel.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. That gets things going for the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Cruyff. Cruyff will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Bale. Rafinha knocks it into space. And there's green grass ahead of him. Zanetti. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Now it's Shevchenko. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. And he's managed to get rid. Can he get on the end of this? David Villa. David Villa was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. This looks promising. And it's a mighty effort! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Cruyff clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Zanetti. And it's made its way to him. Chooses to go back. And it's Messi. And still we await the first breakthrough. And the finish! That was superb goalkeeping.
Cruyff actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, their corner count's rising, but not their goal count. They can improve. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Cafu. Zanetti. Zanetti delivers.
Milan really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
And this is Pato. Good read, needed to be.
This has been a better game than the scoreline suggests, and it really does merit a goal.
And it's Bale.
Milan are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
And here's Pato. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped.
That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Referee has gone straight to his pocket. Yes, a second yellow, and he's off. The player's protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref. Milan are down to 10 men.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Defending of the desperate variety. And there goes the final whistle. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack, and the outcome inevitable. Your reflections then, Jim? Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And we're underway. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, this lad, Dominic Szoboszlai, is someone I'm going to keep an eye on here. I like the fact that he's one of the cleanest strikers of the ball, which really shows in both his passing and his attempts at goal. And I can see him drifting in and out, receiving the ball, driving forward into those half spaces and looking to deliver the key pass.
Oh, shooting chance! It's there!
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Picked out brilliantly. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Not the most accurate pass. Zanetti. David Villa. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Szoboszlai, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And he's managed to get free. Szoboszlai could try cutting inside here. Oh, nice touch. And he lines up, he's got tall! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Just eases him off the ball. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. And it's McAllister. Messi, a player so deserved. Tries a shot! And it's in! They have come roaring back!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
A finish of great intelligence. He just understood, and he executed so smoothly.
Well, I think he knew...
Oh. Great chance! He scored! Into the lead once more. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? That's really well manoeuvred. And here's Cruyff. Hernes. He won't be happy with that one.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
David Villa. And here's Cruyff. Messi in with the challenge. And here's Pato. A lot of space ahead of him. McAllister.
2
Mateus.
minutes has been indicated.
Nicely weighted ball. A probing pass. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. And we've reached half-time. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
Number 19.
So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Chance for a shot! Goal! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the lead now is 2.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And here's Cruyff. Decent chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Alexander Pato really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Climbs up big! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
And it's Serginho. And reclaimed it in a trice. Great work on the overlap. Serginho receives it in a wide position. Zanetti clears it away. Milan still have the cards to affect this game. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Soboslai has created one goal already. Looks to the other side. That is ended up in no man's land. Cafu. Messi. And Mateus. Just about up to 75 minutes. Passing nice and neat. And the counter is on. And here's Pato. Looking for the run. Now, and he shoots! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. Zanetti gets a good foot in there. Some good work on the right flank here. Mateus can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Serginho. Milan needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Spread it left. Lovely feet. Mateus. And he's found a way.
There will be 1 minute
Mateus!
added time.
Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Mateus is there, and he can get that. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, here is a defeat that may hit them hard, and you can sense that all around us. Things going pretty awry, and the outcome in the end virtually unavoidable.
And a quick announcement.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. The action has already started.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costacurta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? Certainly, some would say underrated. He's one of the less glamorous members of the Milanese elite. And the finish! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Simplicity itself.
There was a distinct lack of pressure there, Peter. It was a good finish, but it was made easy. That's poor defence.
Barcelona finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Now it's Villa, and the counter is on. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Messi. Now it's Pato. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Cruyff. First quarter of an hour gone. This ended up in no man's land. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And smartly reclaimed. Now he's got space here. It's come to nothing. Rijkaard gathers from the goal kick. Short changes him with that pass. Looking for options for movement. And a chance! He has done it! Barcelona are back in business. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Barcelona are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
And they've switched it over to the other side.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
Pepe is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Neymar, Rummenigge. And he's cut it out.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Now it's Pato. Barcelona trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game because you try and absorb in numbers defensively and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack to get your men in behind the opposition defence.
Just looking for that one telling pass. Kukçu. Rummenigge. He's in space and looking for options. And it's hoisted clear.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
There will be 1 minute
Now
added
it's
time.
Villa. Kukçu. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time.
And a quick announcement today.
So, all
that
square at
memorabilia from
half-time,
today's
each side
match is
matching
now
the
on
other
sale
blow
in
for
the
blow
Stadium
at the
Hall.
break. So it's back to business. Bellingham. David Villa tries to pass it through. And the cutback. Oh, super ball. And we have our very first corner. And the keeper beats it away. He's having a shot! Oh, that's a waste.
Well, just too much pressure on him in the end, Peter.
Not the best distribution from the keeper. Now it's Villa. Zanetti. Lovely bit of skill. And it's Bellingham. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Cafu pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. Opts for safety. And here's Iniesta. Iniesta. Cleared away. Pato. Well, they can break here. Bellingham running with the ball. Messi. And they're back on the ball again. Iniesta. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. He's away!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Messi, very much a man of this moment. David Villa receives it in a good position here. Oh, what a climb! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Messi clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Lobbed in behind. He has found the way through. Now that looks a decent ball.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Rijkaard. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And here's Mbappe.
That's good play from him.
He's been bundled over, that is a foul. And he is going into that little black book. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all.
Substitution for Milan, number 5.
Great chance here from position A1.
27.
Well, I think this is definitely one of these areas where they've rehearsed an awful lot on the training ground.
Mateus, number 44, Andy Cole. Substitution in progress.
Bale! He rises! Oh, he's hit the bar! Cole clears, and it's Rijkaard. Nice control. So much time and space
2
here.
added minutes has been indicated.
Mateus. Can he get it through? Oh, great defending. That needed doing. And that's that. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. How would you sum up what we... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Milan.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. And that gets things running. They appear to be shaping up in a 4-4-2 formation.
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and...
Oh, he's been caught on it here! He won't be happy with that one. Ah, Luis Suarez, the man who's shot a goal! Goal! Milan! You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now it's Villa. First quarter of an hour gone. And here's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Milan are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, he's burst through. It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Aimed beyond the defence. Now it's crossed in. Pato! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Alexander Pato is offering a wry smile there.
And it's Zanetti. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. Conte. Milan look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
Messi. He's in a good position. Chance for a shot! Sensational from David Villa! A finish of true class! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
Oh, how does he get the ball to do that? He's on another level to most of his peers.
Milan are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Rijkaard demonstrating his defensive quality there. Now it's Cruyff. He's Cruyff! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Cruyff really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Milan with the corner, they're first. Keeper's dealt with that.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And this is Pato. Luis Suarez. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Reflections on the first half?
Milan certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the pedal. They need to keep pushing, keep imposing. Don't leave the door open for the opposition.
Milan in control at half-time, 2-0.
Substitution for Milan, number 20, Suarez. Coming on the
Here we go again, then.
is number 18, Dembele.
And Zanetti. Now it's Bellingham, and the shot's on here. Mbappe. Oh, that's a key interception. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Rijkaard. Now it's Villa. And this is Pato. Cannavaro does really well to win the ball there. Scholes. And he's there to make the challenge. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Oh, it's Dembele. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Nicely aimed pass.
Bellingham really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
He's picked his way through, goes for a shot!
Villa really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it.
Shoots! And he has kicked it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Well played right in. It's Dembele! It's in! Just one in it now! The game takes on a whole new complexion! That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Tries to get it clear. Well, that pass isn't the best. And it's Messi. Messi. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. Milan have their second corner now. It's a mighty effort! He should have put that one away.
And that reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there, and it's been blown.
And he was quick to react.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Bellingham. And it's Conte.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
And he's there to get it away. Very much into the last knockings.
Added time.
We are into stoppage time. And he can clear it away. And that will be it. Milan pull through, sometimes by hook, sometimes by crook, but that needn't matter. They have the win, and that's what they needed. David Villa picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
That the latest travel information is
Your final
currently being
thoughts, Jim?
displayed on
Well,
the
the
screen.
early goal certainly helped settle everything down, and from there you felt...